Hello and good morning. Welcome to another episode of What's Growing. My name is Manisha Lat Gupta and I run the Aanandaa Permaculture Farm. Now I'm here this morning, it's a late September morning, to take you for a walk around Zone 0, the area just outside my kitchen, and also show you the garden called Bhool Bhulaiya, which you've probably seen in an earlier What's Growing video. So typically Zone 0 is designed in a way that it grows most of the things that you need on a very urgent basis just outside the kitchen. So things like herbs, chilies, lemons, you'll find all those and more growing in this garden. So come, let's get started. You'll see right here, to begin with itself, you will see that there is a lot of basil. This of course is holy basil, but you will also see a basil which is the Genovese Italian basil growing here, which is very useful for us in cooking western dishes like pastas or salads or some dips. And so this is where we sort of dash out to pick some of it. Just beyond that, you will see a lot of sweet potato growing. In fact, it grows right up till the end. And this is not intentional, this is actually growing from previous years. And I do find it to be a little bit invasive, so perhaps next year we will move it to another area. But we do have a lot of sweet potato growing here, which doesn't necessarily need to be in Zone 0, but it happens to be there. To my left here, you will see a lot of mint. And this is a spearmint kind of a variety, but we have 3 different varieties of mint growing in this area. And you will also see some chili plants up ahead. Let me show you that. You'll see some more mint here. This is a different variety from the one growing on that side. Now to my left here, there's a big star fruit tree. This tree has been quite giving this season, and I've taken a lot of star fruit out of it and pickled it a lot, had a lot of it fresh as well, but made some very delicious star fruit pickle. But this is not planted intentionally for Zone 0. This was there from before and we just happened to sort of occupy the area around it. Hello Freddie. Okay, before we go to that side, this is where there is a lot of chilies growing. So whenever we need chilies for our cooking, this is where we come. You will see, in fact, the garden beyond has a lot of chili plants. Not just the older plants, but we've also replaced and replenished the garden and planted a lot of new chili plants here. So that's chilies for us. Now let's move on here. You'll see that this is a curry leaf plant. This is actually also called khatti neem. Is that what it's called in Hindi? This is not really the true curry patta which one has in Maharashtra and other places. In fact, I've just planted 2 saplings of that as well. But this is a decent substitute for it. Okay, now come up here. And this is what I'm quite excited about actually. This is the edamame bean. Now, if you're familiar with edamame, you'll know that it's a fairly, expensive and exotic kind of a bean. You'll get to eat it in some fancy restaurants. And I'm just waiting for the bean to become a little bit plumper. Then I can pick these and actually steam them and eat them. So this was just an experiment, but it seems to have done reasonably well after a very long wait. I have to say that it flowered and flowered and flowered and we had no hopes out of it, but then now finally we've got some beans here. Okay, I planted a whole lot of more basil here because I really want to focus on making this patch a herb garden, and also nothing else really does too well in these little patches, perhaps because of the slope, etc. So this is what works well. So there's a lot of brinjal and eggplant growing here. You'll find some big plants which are older. For example, this one, it's been around for a couple of years now, and they keep giving. As long as you retune them every winter, they tend to generally, spring up again and do pretty well. So this brinjal plant The only thing I have to be careful about is that it should not overshadow this lemon tree, right? So that's the reason I walk around with my pruners, because a very important job for us gardeners is to be able to cut out things which are sort of suffocating or taking away the light of anything which is a little bit more important for us. So I'm quite clear that the lemon tree is more important for me than the brinjal plant. And if you think similarly, you would want to protect your lemon tree, and if not, if your brinjal is more important, then obviously you'll keep that and you won't care so much about lemons. So you can see a few lemons growing here. There's also a papaya which is self-seeded, not the place for us to plant papayas. We'll try to see if we can pull this out and transplant it, otherwise we are just going to simply do away with it. Okay, now this is the one that we've been really picking lemons off these days. So a lot of lemons, and now it seems to have a bitter gourd creeper all over it. Again, I'm going to remove it because we don't want it to be suffocating our lemon tree. That's not something that we like. So just a very quick snip, and I mean, just imagine if you were trying to do something productive and somebody was just like climbing on top of you and smothering you. It won't work very well for you, especially not a small plant, small tree and shrub like this lemon tree. Okay, so that's our lemon tree, all clear now, and you can see that it's laden with lemons. I'm going to come back a little later and pick all the ones that are yellow. Picked quite a bunch of them yesterday as well. This is going forward another herb sort of a circle. You'll see 4 different types of herbs growing here. We have the basil, which is also quite useful to make pesto, by the way, and you can also dry it and keep it, and it's a good product to take to market. And then there's Thai basil, and then there's Krishna tulsi, which is a darker tulsi, and then of course there's the holy basil, which is the green tulsi. Now you'll see, like, stems like this which are broken. It's just like the right time to pick them. No point leaving them on the plant. Just take them with you, and you can use them to dry or for the morning tea. And this is how you just walk around the garden, and you'll find so many things for your own consumption from here. You see this entire line has a good bunch of brinjals coming up now, and there's also this pomegranate tree in the middle. I'm just going to chop it a little bit. Again, this bitter gourd, which is nice and all that, but it shouldn't come attacking my trees because I don't like that. Okay, so some more brinjals here. Now you will see that some of the brinjals are shorter, some are doing better, and it's a clear correlation to the amount of sunlight that it's receiving. So our job is not to not plant it here, but now we are going to start pruning our trees to allow the light to come in, and all the trees that we prune will go towards mulching. So we'll make wood chips out of them and they'll become mulch. To my left here you'll see rocket. This is a nice salad leaf, and we pick salad leaves from here every other day for our meals. So this is rocket, quite a delicious leaf to have, a little bit bitter and mature. And you will see 2 grapefruit trees here, one here on my right. Last year they flowered a bit but didn't give any fruit, and this year I'm hoping that they will flower and fruit both. And to my left here again another grapefruit, and then rocket on the ground. So let's just walk down this path and see what's growing, and that will help us to complete the circle. Now here you can see the papaya circle and papaya trees right here at the top. I can see at least one of them ready to eat there, and another one which has already been eaten by someone. So with papayas you have to really walk around every day and check what's available and get to it before the birds do. So I'm going to get that one pulled down today. And you can see in the papaya circle right here, there is a whole lot of composting happening. Basically everything that we don't want that comes out of this garden is basically dumped in this papaya circle for composting, and that's what the papaya trees benefit from. Okay, on the floor here you will see some spinach. So this is some early spinach that we planted, and we've already started harvesting baby spinach, early spinach for our meals. So that's nice. And there is also some citrus. Now I'm really terribly bad at citrus. I cannot tell which citrus is what till it starts fruiting. So please bear with me. I don't really know what this is, but I know that it's one of the 4-5 citrus varieties that grow here. To my back here again you can see some lovely papaya circles. Papayas doing well, and loads of papayas. Now this is pear trees which I actually pruned basis somebody's suggestion this time. So I'm hoping that it will give us better fruit this year. And what you see growing under it, or rather planted under it, is a lot of coriander. See, this is all dhania and coriander. But it's really tiny right now, and I have to say that the incessant rain we've got earlier this week hasn't been too kind to it, because coriander does not like too much standing water. This is another type of basil. This is what's called run tulsi, I think. So it tends to sort of live out the winter, where the other tulsi will probably all sort of die out in the winter, but this will continue to hang in there. So that's good, because you do get a source of basil even in the winter. And you'll see this little horseshoe shaped garden again has a lot of brinjal that we planted here. And of course I love to show the stacking, which you can see the pear tree right in the front, followed by the mango at the back, and then the gooseberry right there at the top. Everything planted near each other, everything getting light, and very dense plantation. And then you'll see a lot of bananas. Again, bananas are all growing in banana circles, pretty dense here now, because bananas propagate so easily. You plant 2, you'll get 20, and that's exactly what's happening here. We did lose a few trees in the recent rain, because when there's just too much rain, then the bananas tend to keel over, and that's what happened with some of the very tall ones. But that's all part of the game. Alright, so we are back to where we started from. I hope you enjoyed this little trip around our Zone 0 and our Bhool Bhulaiya garden. If you like this video, do watch the rest of our videos. We have a whole lot of videos on our channel, and please do subscribe and click on the notification icon so that you get notified every time we put out a new video. So thanks for watching, and see you again soon. Bye bye.